Hello, 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 hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello,
Oh,
hello.
hello.
Hey there, Big
Nice seeing
G.
you
How you
here.
doing, my man?
No, don't call me Big G. I'm not that fat.
No, you're just tall.
Just let's think of something tall. Tall works.
I have two more questions for you. One is how you're
Two.
doing, since you didn't answer.
I'm doing great. I was sick in the beginning of the week, but I bounced back in 48 hours. So doing amazing.
You bounced back because you're big.
Okay,
And
let's move on.
the second question is, where's the music? You forgot again, didn't you? In the throw of my
Oh,
requests.
apologies. Music. I'm the DJ today. Again, I'm
Any
choosing
choice
from
today,
two,
it's completely
four,
yours.
six, 8 different songs in the StreamYard playlist. So let's go with which one did we have the last time? Daydreaming?
Leave this one.
Oh,
Oh
no,
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 no.
not this one.
This one had a weird effect on our voices. So let's feed the ducks.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
that's
and
what
we
I like.
lower the volume a bit to 20. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's scroll into our episode. I
Okay.
really like this background music. Props for setting it up. Now that we've successfully wasted 2 minutes of our intro, and
No, no. 2 minutes of our listeners' lives. Thank you. We appreciate that.
yes, we do. Today we're discussing our portfolio, $1,100 investment we made some time ago in episode number 5, and we're also checking the general status market update. Are we in a bear market? Just discussing the markets, how they are. And without further ado,
Let's
just for
let's
the
do a bit
viewers,
of a do. Let's do a bit of a do. We invested $1,100 roughly in, I think, let me check. December. I think it was December, end of year.
this was the peak basically.
Yep, yep, and everything went straight to hell from there.
And before you show me, I just want to tell our viewers that I have no idea what the number is because I haven't checked the portfolio yet, and I'm really interested what it looks like. I'm
Okay,
not
guess,
expecting gains.
guess. What number are we? We started with
421.
ooh, 421.
Yeah, I
Everybody,
didn't want to pay
stop the
420.
video. Stop the video. Go to the comment section and comment below. What do you think our current market value is? Where
We're
did the
waiting.
music
Just
go?
go
I didn't.
comment.
I
We'll
didn't.
wait.
I didn't
We'll wait.
stop the music. Where's the music?
It's waiting for the viewers to comment.
Okay, the music is back. Everybody has commented. We've got 68 comments in the comment section, and let's share the screen. 342 US dollars.
Okay, we're only down like what 3x. That's
Well,
nothing. Okay, okay. I was expecting a bit of a higher number, but that's really not um that terrible actually.
it is not the lowest balance we've had. We've started with 1184, then everything dropped to 750. The market picked up. We were at 931. Then we were in a limbo for a couple of months, peaking at 945. Got to 400, picked up to 450. We were on 396, 450, and then our lowest value so far, 315. Since then, the market picked up a bit, so we are at 340 US dollars.
Okay, that's great. That's great. But this looks like a downtrending chart if we were to analyze this one.
I really hope it picks up soon, because, bear markets, they can last for a while.
Yes, they can. So
Yeah.
now that you mentioned it, let's pop the question open. What is exactly a bear market?
Okay, I've prepared some theory, and I've got a bear market definition used by Wall Street and now, of course, by crypto traders. But Originating from Wall Street, a bear market is a term used when an index like the S&P 500, for example, or even an individual stock has fallen 20% or more from a recent high for a sustained period of time.
20%. Bear market
more.
is defined as 20%.
20% or more. And
okay, or more, but 20% is really for weaklings. This is like in a crypto, we say bear market when it goes down 90%.
Yeah, crypto movements are something else than stock movements, hopefully. Okay, let's talk reasons for a bear market. The reasons or the causes often vary, but in general, we've got a weak or slowing or sluggish economy, we've got bursting market bubbles, pandemics, wars, geopolitical crisis, high inflation, drastic paradigm shifts in the economy. All of those are the factors that might cause a bear market. And if everybody listened carefully, we've got everything, so jackpot.
Yeah, it seems like we're in the holy grail of the cross section of all of the things you mentioned. So this is pretty interesting and terrible times at the same time.
Yep. And regarding the stock market, that can take a while. On average, bear markets have taken around 13 months to go from peak to trough, and 27 months to get back to break even. And this is statistics since World War II. The S&P 500 index, which was mentioned before, has fallen on average of 33% during bear markets in that time, and the biggest decline since 1945 occurred in the 2007 to 2009 bear market, when the S&P 500 fell for 57%. Yes, 57%. Okay, enough of statistics. Well, maybe just one more. When the market picks up, generally investors look for a 20% gain. Again, 20%, from a low point, as well as sustained gains over at least a 6-month period.
Okay, so you just mentioned the biggest one being in 2728. So this is 2729. Sorry, this is when I was basically 18 years of age, and I didn't feel a single thing about this recession.
Yeah, me neither. Nothing happened, at least for me.
Yeah, same.
Everybody was talking about inflation. Everybody was talking about the problems. Everybody was talking about prices skyrocketing. It's the same right now. I mean, I tried to buy an apartment. I cannot afford an apartment. So,
neither could we then. So,
yeah, but we were 18. Now we're 30 something. So,
whoa. Speak for yourself. I'm 29.
29 forever.
Yes. Okay.
So let's move on to stuff that people actually listen for.
Yeah. So you mentioned bear markets in the traditional stock market, and we also have bear markets in the crypto world, although they're not marked with like those minuscule 20% that you mentioned earlier. But yeah, let me pull up my screen with the chart. And let's just go briefly through history of time and see what happened. So the first real bear market happened, probably before 2012 in some mini level. But the first noticeable one was happening from 2011 to 2012. So if you just check it from the bottom to the top, it lasted about 250 days. It dropped about 80%, give or take. Maybe it was an additional 10%, but that's generally how. 85%.
Wow.
And 85. This gets more and more interesting. So the next, I mean, it's pretty obvious from the chart. It started in the beginning of 2014, and if we just check from the top to the absolute bottom of the market here, it took about 2 years, give or take. And again, it dropped 85%. And if we're checking right from top to where it actually picked up to the same price, it lasted nearly 1,200 days. So wow. Yeah, the third bear market, which is also pretty noticeable, we can just check from top to bottom. So this is the most optimistic thing you're trying to look at. So how much does it take from the top to reach the absolute bottom? and this was somewhere around here, and again it was around 1 year, 400 days. And the question arises, are we in a bear market now? Sorry, we just didn't check how much percent it dropped. It dropped 85% again in this section. So in this third, yeah, shoot.
So are we in a bear market? I mean, we've got all the sentiments, right?
Yeah, we got, except for the time and the percentage dropped. So okay, the fear and greed index is something that we're not going to be looking at today, but it's we can be pretty confident it's not positive. So let's check out from top to the bottom. It's currently down 70%, and it's been around 200 days, give or take a couple of weeks, since we're really rounding up numbers. So if we would be looking at some historical stuff that again isn't 100%, but it's the statistics we currently got. So if we take the least amount of time that we had was 1 year, we could be looking at something like, okay, so let's not lessen the percentage at the end of the year. So it's the same time frame on a larger scale. So looking at I don't know, 750 days, it would take us to January 2024, and the longest one from top to top, so to the absolute previous top, could take, I don't know, 1100 days. I think we saw earlier, which is November 2024.
Wow.
Are we in a bear market? I would say yes.
So let's jump into the field of peculiar, not financial advice thingy.
Okay, so this is definitely not financial advice.
What do you think?
Definitely not. But there's two more interesting things we can check out on this chart. So what are the support and resistance levels here for Bitcoin? Sorry, I just wanted to see where we're currently at. So currently we are at this previous support level, which we had in December 2020, which is around 20k, 21k, which we're around that levels. We briefly touched less. So the next bad scenario that could play out is the previous resistance level around support level, sorry, around 18k, and the next ones are a bit more sad, is 13k. And if we just take the average of 85% drops from the top to the bottom, where would they take us? So 70% drop is now, 72% is at 18k, which is the previous support, and the last one is 82%, which is at 11k. Possible outcomes lengths, I think this gives us a short answer of what could happen in the short to mid-term, these levels. And yeah, in theory, this could also happen. In theory, straight up to the moon. Again, not
I've heard that loads of times.
Yeah, look, it happened here. It happened here. So yeah, are we in a bear market? Yeah, to answer your question, I would say yes.
So the non-financial advice in your mind is to buy or to sell?
No, sell. Definitely don't sell. Don't sell. Don't sell. I was surprised you said that word, because look at where we're at. We basically bought here. So this is not a good time to sell, in my opinion, and I think yours as well.
We've got a big green X saying no, hold.
What I'll be doing is I'll be gradually deploying, I don't know, 5 or 10% of the money I have on the side in various levels, it going up or down. So another just interesting thing, what happens here in bear markets usually have these accumulation phases. So after it goes down, you have like this sideways movement for a long time, So I don't feel like we're in any rush to just like buy here immediately and then not have money for another, I don't know, 20% drop in any sort of shape or form. Another last thing that I would like to show on this chart is the moving averages. I'm not sure what episode it was, but please check them out, because we've had a lot of interesting top discussions on moving averages. And here we have two different ones, is the 50-week moving average price and the 200-week moving average price. So Again, if history is any indication, we've broken to this red line, which is the 200-week moving average, only 2 or 3 times in the history. It usually holds the line, bounces off, and even better, holds the line on the 50-week moving average. But as soon as it breaks off this one, it tends to go down. Another interesting thing would be to see here what's the 300-week moving average. It would be probably somewhere around here, but yeah, it has happened that we have been below this line a couple of weeks in the past.
Okay, we'll see what the future brings. Hoping for
how are you feeling about this? Are you more inclined to buy or still want to sell?
No. I won't be selling. Not sure if I'm gonna be buying. I'm kind of skeptical. Not skeptical. I know that I'm here for the long term. I should be buying, but the whole sentiment, the whole attitude of everybody is just, this is terrible. So I'm getting some of that sentiment as well. But yeah,
I mean,
I'll be pulling a couple of €100 over the next few months. So
not
buying.
financial advice, but I think that's a good call. As much as I thought buying here was a good call.
I mean, I still remember when my portfolio went from some money to 200 or $300, and it was stuck there for like 5 months, and then everything picked up. So at least one positive experience.
In the long term, we're both pretty not skeptical about crypto, because if there's one thing that time has proven us, it is that it goes up with time.
Yeah. On the other hand, I read a tweet. It's an interesting time for everybody who works in crypto, not as a monetary speculation, but in crypto as a technology, because people are not just pouring money for the sake of 10xing or 20xing their inputs, but for the technology itself. So we're gonna see what the future brings. Before we wrap up this episode, a candy for our listeners. Yes, a candy for you. It's a recommendation of a great podcast that you've surely heard of, but we're gonna bring it up again. This is The Daily. For everybody who doesn't know what The Daily is, The Daily is a daily news podcast produced by the American newspaper, listen to this, the New York Times, hosted by Michael Barbaro, the man with a great voice. Its weekday episodes are based on the Times reporting of the day, with interviews of journalists from the New York Times. Episodes usually last 20 to 30, sometimes to 40 minutes, so it's a great episode for a commute. And a couple of weeks ago, they did an amazing episode on what inflation is. We mentioned inflation today. They have a great explanation, and the topic of the episode is why the inflation does not impact everybody the same. And spoiler alert, vegetarians handle inflation a bit better than people who consume meat. You can find the link to the episode in the description. So click on it, go listen to it. It's amazing.
That was a really fun fact.
Yeah. So vegetarians, yeah.
We win.
Yeah. I have another spoiler alert. If you bought a car, that's terrible for your personal rate of inflation. But go listen to the episode. It's 20 minutes, definitely worth your time. That's it for this one. Let's wrap it up. Robert?
That's it for this one. Please, folks, like the video, subscribe, enjoy life, don't sell. Not financial advice. Ciao.
Ciao.